Hello, Capricorn, and welcome to your mid-February life path reading. I felt drawn to do a reading for you today because I feel that a lot of you guys out there are probably looking for a little bit of extra guidance in these tumultuous times, and with Pluto being in your sign, I thought that it might be appreciated. So this message might not resonate with everybody. It's a general message. So if it does, take the messages that resonate. And if it doesn't, leave those behind. They're a message for somebody else and not for you. So in today's spread, I'm going to do what I call the North Arrow spread. So it starts with your present situation, and we'll work through what's holding you back, how to overcome this, what the bigger picture is for your life purpose, and then things like where to focus in your emotions we'll work through and get some clarifiers as need be. So I'm just burning a bay leaf because I, one, like the smell, and two, I find that it just helps to purify the space. So I'm drawn today to do this reading with the Wildwood Tarot, and it's a deck that I'm not fully used to yet, but that it's beautiful cards, and I feel for some reason might resonate really, really well with you. So give it one more shuffle. Just for Capricorn. Help Capricorn hear what they need to hear, see what they need to see, in order to help follow the path to their best version, to live their happiest, fullest lives, to find way past the obstacles. What does Capricorn need to know to help navigate these waters and to help find the path that they seek within their heart? Just making sure that you can see that there. I'll get into these in a minute. Here, I'll turn that a bit. There we go. All right, it's going to be a little bit tight in there, but I think I can fit it all in. All right, there we go. Oh, I can't quite see that one. Sorry, Capricorn. I'll just get organized here and then we'll get started. Put this one up here. Just keep it out of the way and out of the candles too. All right, so I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. Okay, Capricorn. So your first card out, let's see if we can get in here. Oh, there we go. Is the Seer. So this is your current situation. So the Seer, what it speaks of is actually going inside, going deeply inside in order to actually see the things inside you, the subconscious mind, the desire to dig deeper, to see beneath the waters, to connect to deeper places, to see what's below, to not just seek the surface, but to actually look. So right now, what you have in your obstacles or your blockages is the King of Vessels, but in reverse. So the King of Vessels is, in the traditional tarot, is the King of Hearts. So that is being assured in your position. That is, I'll turn around so you can see better. But that is confidence. That's knowing where you stand. That's having an open heart. That's being able to show up. And in reversed, it's an emotional blockage. It's a feeling of an inability to manifest those emotional feelings and to really bring in that happiness and contentment that you really desire in your life, which seems to be, I am imagining why you find yourself in the seer energy of needing to look deeper than what's on the surface. So in the placement of what you can do to help release this blockage and release these fears, or to overcome what that obstacle is, where that closure is, how you can embrace the unknown instead of fearing for it, is to really sit with yourself. This is the Nine of Stones. It speaks of building, it speaks of tradition, it speaks of the abundance by being able to go within, by connecting not only to that beautiful Kundalini energy that flows through us all, that animates, but also to the spiritual aspects, to the feelings of infinity, to the grounding with the earth, but also connecting and knowing that higher light. The moon in tarot represents things that are hidden. Well, here, it's the reflection's a bit bad there, but see if I can just put the reflection where the moon is. There we go. The moon in tarot is things that are hidden, or the moon is things that are hidden. So in this, you see the clouds starting to part by the moon. He's starting to learn and opening his mind, using his intuition to download the information he needs. It's an opening of the space. It's a grounding. It's a quieting of the world around to connect with the subconscious and the unknown places. So the bigger picture that you're not really seeing right now, as far as being able to decipher your life path, is the fact that you are the Queen of Vessels. You are the big boss of your own life. You are the one who brings the love, the emotional stability, the example. In this rendition, or in this this artist's depiction, you see this beautiful salmon climbing this waterfall. It's not easy. It's not easy, but she knows that when she gets up to the top, that's where the accumulation is. She can't see over the falls right now. She doesn't know what's up there. She's going on trust and on faith and on gut instinct that when she gets up there, it's where she needs to be. So without, or he, there is no gender in tarot. It's just that energy, that inner knowing, that peaceful inner knowing, and that just that trust, letting, let go, let God, let go, let the universe, and just have faith and trust. See it in your mind. She feels it in her heart, but she's still climbing, even though she can't see over the falls. But on the other side, top of the falls, is her abundance. The queen owns herself and is able to double down and just have faith in those places, trust in herself and in her intuition. When she feels that pull, she's able to look. When she feels that desire for expansion and the need to know that there is more, the feeling that there is more up there, and the need to see it. Because on the other side, what you don't see now behind that falls, as you climb, what you don't see is when you're able to get to the top of it. This is your abundance. This is what's there. It's the light. It's having food. It's having, I'm just trying to do it so that you don't get quite the glare. But it's the fruits of the harvest. It's having plenty for all your family and friends. It's having shelter. It's being able to burn that wood and having the warm spots. It's having safe nests. It's growing. It's nurturing. It's that warmth within. It's having so much fire and abundance within that you see this fire is empty now, but it is full and it is open and it has so much that you're actually able to give. The abundance is overflowing and it's ready to be shared. It's set up to be shared. And right now, it is a difficult climb. Oh, let's see if I can, sorry, it's not, there we go. Working on focus. It's a difficult climb and you can't see the view. But on the other side of it is a full heart that overwhelmingly is abundant. It is abundant, and it is also being able to defend that abundance that you've created, knowing that it burns from within, so it's not affected by that dark woods, the dark, creepy woods all around. It's a warm glow that offers that beautiful place for others to come and gather. So what you're not seeing is that you are that beautiful place for others to come and gather. And as you climb into yourself and expand into these beautiful areas, what will flow back into you is not uncertainty and instability. What will flow back into you is abundance and your own feeling of empowerment and your own feeling of burning brightly from within, even in those dark, dark places. So right now, as you find yourself, like I said, in this moment where you're seeking to see what's below the water, I'm not sure if you can see that there, but there's a labyrinth down there. You're finding your way through the labyrinth that is this life experience. You're starting to really feel with your heart and connect on a deeper level, to see more than what the eyes see. And as you see that, and as your abundance starts to come in, and as you sit in these places and start to uncover those subconscious places in your mind that were hidden, as you see them and you sit there in strength, he's not worried. He sits there calmly in compassion. He patiently waits for those clouds to part. And he's grateful when that information comes in. Sorry. The dog is also enjoying this reading. I apologize for that. So right now, what is going to come in to light your passions and your fire is being able to recognize your own happiness, your own feelings of what fills your cups. Life is not one cup at a time. Life is little trickles all around. And what makes you overflow, what makes your passions come in, actually being able to explore those, to cleanse away all the old and to start to fill up those cups. Because as those cups are replenished in you, it'll start to actually overflow into everybody else. You are the abundance of others around you. And as you start seeking your happiness, ideals are going to start to come to you. This is the Ace of Arrows. This is feeling lost in a maze, but knowing that you're actually the center of it. Smoke going up, the arrow going up. It's a brand new idea. It's a brand new inspiration. It's something that starts to make your heart feel light. It's something that makes your heart feel rejuvenated. And it breathes that inspiration back into you. So even though these emotions are going to be difficult, it's a bit of a climb. As we see here, it's not an easy climb, and you can't see what's at the top. But as you start to follow and trust, your abundance will be mirrored, because your abundance is coming from inside of you, not from outside. And as you start to sit in those places, these inspirations are going to come in. So right now, where to focus is on the Knight of Arrows. It's on movement. It's on new ideas. It's on starting to take action on your ideas, but doing it at a pace where you can see, you can feel. You see in this picture, the hawk is sitting there surveying, and looking behind, it looks possibly a cloud, but more like, it looks almost like fire to me, like smoke. Looking at the old life that is slowly being burnt away into something far more authentic. He's facing his future, but he's looking back at the lessons. He's focusing on what he's learning, and he's focusing on where he's going. And he's focusing on, oh, there's a bit better focus. Focusing on movement towards those new inspirations and towards those new ideas, not dwelling on what's burning down in the background, but realizing that all of those lessons and all of those gifts are things that will help bring in these new inspirations as they start to come in. Well, and it looks like I missed one in the shuffle here, so I am going to give you one more for grounding. One more for grounding. All right, hold on. All right. One more. This is your fire. This is your air connection. This is your connection to water. I'll give you one more for earth to help you ground. Apologize, Capricorn. I didn't realize I miscounted on there. Oh, there's one jumping right out. There we go. Capricorn, right now, as you ground yourself, the ways to tune in are to reconnect. Reconnect to your sense of creativity. Reconnect to your sense of feeling like you're building something, like you're working towards something, like what you're planting your roots in and what you're working towards is giving you that beautiful new growth and that beautiful stability. You can see here she's got her roots in the ground, but as she touches the stones, she connects, she blooms. So ground yourself, Capricorn, and work on just relaxing into it, trusting that what's coming is beautiful, trusting that what's coming is worth the climb, and knowing that what's at the top is worth it all. Because as your abundance is mirrored, you can relax. You can relax because this is going to happen. If you can manage to just open your heart, open that heart space to allow those insights, to allow your intuition, to allow your gut, to allow your connections to take place, to sit in those quiet areas, quiet the mind, and allow the thoughts about what makes you happy, what makes you feel fulfilled and satisfied, what feels like ease, what feels like joy, what feels like hope and like fulfillment and like deep satisfaction, like a warm hug, like a when you look at that, it just feels good. Start going to little things. Is it hugging like one of your kids? Is it petting your dog? Is it seeing the sunrise? Is it opening a window and smelling the spring air? Is it going for a walk? Is it making a painting or doing crafts? Is it going for a run? There's all sorts of stuff that can start to fill those cups one at a time. A waterfall doesn't happen by a single cup. It's a whole bunch until it overflows. And as that heart space opens up, without you even trying, those inspirations are going to start to come in. You're going to see those ideas start to shoot up. You're going to see, like even looking at these, it looks almost like these two connect. Like he's sitting way up there, but down below, he's looking at that arrow coming up, that inspiration. He's looking at that arrow. He's looking at the ground, the idea, and he's ready to act on it, to fly on it. Because by grounding and finding that creative space, this like that real creative space inside, that the heart space, the relaxed creativity, the places that make you feel like play in whatever version that is for you, will come in without you needing to try. Because your advice from Spirit is the Five of Vessels. It's finding that place within yourself that is happy and excited and wants to celebrate It's the celebration of life. It's the celebration of love. It's the celebration of the experience it all. It's dancing to your own beat and your own flame. It's being this fire. It comes from within. She dances and lights up the forest because it burns from within her. And the outcome, as you open your heart, is the 10 of Arrows. It's becoming the master. It's leading by example. It's knowing how to set forth those ideas. And I'm going to get a little bit of clarification, not only on your advice, also on the outcome. But I would like a little bit more to start out with. A little bit more, please, Spirit, on the 9 of Stones for Capricorn. What can Capricorn do to help open the heart space? Ooh. So these two just came out. So to help release. So as you sit there in the intuition, you also have the 2 of Wands. It is dominion over the relationship of you and you. It is balancing the yin and the yang, balancing the fears and the inspirations. It's balancing the dark and the light in everybody in this beautiful polaric world that we all live in. But the cure, or not the cure, there is the path to the heart space is the balancing of your inside to create the movement of the chariot. So you look at this and you're going from a 2, which is your acknowledgement in the balancing of the dark and the light within you. You're moving to a 7 as your heart. So movement is key, actually, like continuing forward, developing. And this could be learning a new skill. It could be exploring new locations. It could be moving the energy even just within yourself, the places that feel stagnant or stuck, helping that flow and that release so that you can drive your own life, your own chariot. You are the king, you are the queen of your own direction. He's not worried. He looks, he sees the path long, but it's hard won, but he uses all of his elements, his grounding, to get there. And you go from the 7 as you start to move that within yourself, move those emotions, move those decisions, move that balance. You come to the 9. And the 9s are closures of cycles. A lot of people say it's the 10, but the 10s are really the very beginning of the end stage. The 9 is the realization of the end. It is realizing that this old version is no longer there, and that these new inspirations, these new hopes, these new ideas that are starting to come in, these new feelings, these new understandings, that it will move you forward and allow these inspirations to come. It is a sitting in the calm. It is a sitting in that feeling of inner knowing and listening to what the deeper places inside you, to the pull, listening. It's just a matter of quieting the heart and allowing that movement and that flow, within you. Because the releasing of that flow, it's going to bring in the ideas and the passions. All right, let's get some clarification on your advice. The advice: to dance with the winds of change, to celebrate all of your gifts, to know that she had to draw some lines in the sand, but at each of those lines, she's learned and her heart has been filled. And as she creates the life that she wants, she's able to release. She can defend herself. She can create for herself, but she dances eyes closed because she trusts and she knows that the good things are coming. So can we get a little bit more on the 5 of Vessels, please? A little bit more. what's advice from Spirit for embracing this transformation, for embracing these new ideas that Capricorn can see by putting down the blockage and opening the heart? All right, so this one came out. This, I believe, is the Ace of Pentacles. So this is possibly the beginning of a new career, possibly the beginning of a new job, but also possibly even just the beginning of this idea, figuring out a way that this passion could lead to financial gain as well, to allow for this celebration. So potentially that could be just exploring, you know, other ways to make a living, or exploring other ways of thoughts, even other ways that make you feel whole and wealthy on the inside, so that you start to see that abundance flowing back financially on the outside. It could be the start of a whole new foundational belief. But being as a pentacle, it's being able to see the wealth, and possibly just through another, could be a mind shift set, could be an energetic shift, or it could be an entire other career path. Ooh. All right, that's a few, but we'll take them. So the other two that came out to clarify your advice is the Queen of Wands. She is reflecting, but she realizes that life is a reflection. Whatever she feels on the inside is going to be reflected back to her in the world around. And as she starts to get these fiery ideas, because this was the other one that came out, which is the Seven of Wands. So the Seven of Wands is, it's valor in its defending position, and it's having the courage and the confidence to know that, like, there's arrows flying at her, but she's not afraid. She trusts her ability to deal with all the ups and downs in life, because she has this fire. She has this beautiful fire that burns from the inside. And when the fire comes from the inside instead of from the outside, it creates this beautiful, beautiful spark and reflection. Look at all that fire. Spark and reflection. This is a queen who knows her worth. This is a queen who understands her power. And this is a queen who knows that how she's feeling inside, and that how she sees herself and how she sees her magic and the world around her will be reflected in the outside world. And that if she's able to find that beautiful stability and that trust in herself, trust in the universe, trust in the good, that abundance comes from there. It's knowing that the abundance is there and that it burns from the inside. It's having trust in that. And then it's sitting confidently knowing that as you plant those seeds of those ideas, not only is potentially physical wealth and abundance going to come in, but also a real wealth of spirit, a real wealth of spirit, to be able to become the master and lead by example, by leading from the heart space, because it all comes from your passions in your heart, and it all comes from your Ten of Cups. So Capricorn, it would seem in this case that your advice is to sit quietly and to look within, and to know that you cannot control the world around you. It's impossible. You can't control other people. You can't control, to a certain degree, politics or any of that kind of stuff. You make small decisions, but if you can control your space within this crazy tangled world, if you can control the fire that burns within, if you can have enough overflow and abundance coming from inside of you, then these inspirations will fill you and come in without anything else. It's relaxing in the knowing, it's trusting in the knowing, it's understanding what lines you need to draw and what lessons you come from, while also dancing with the changes in the flow. So Capricorn, sit down with yourself. Look within into those hidden areas and listen. Listen to those small things that are starting to make you feel happy, that start to fill your cups, that at the end of the day make you say, yes, I can. Yes, I did. I honor me. I appreciate me. Pay attention to those ideas as they start to come up. Look at the lessons, but you're ready for this movement. You are ready for this knowledge and this blossoming. I'm going to add one more into the pile here, the main ones. You ready for the climb? It just has to come from within. As you dance with life, life is going to dance with you. And as you master, more and more things are going to become your direct reflection. Reflect the good. You are more powerful than you could ever imagine. You are able to dance. Dance with life. Dance with spirit. Relax into it and know that sometimes you're not supposed to know everything right now. Sometimes you just have to follow your gut and trust that where you're being led is the right place. That where you're being led is home. So on that, my beautiful Capricorn, well, you know what? We're going to finish it off here with one more thing. Just for the love ya. And it's February. And who doesn't need a little extra something in February, right? Just going to put all these back to where they were. There we go. I think that's where they were. Okay. So Capricorn, as you start to think about these changes and as these new ideas start to come in, and as you sit quietly and share that love, share that knowledge, that intent with yourself, we're going to pull one of the goddess cards because they're beautiful goddess oracle cards. So let's see if anybody pops out. But this is something you can reflect on, think on, or pull on for some of that beautiful strength over the next little bit as you go through this beautiful transformation within yourself, that shift of energy, that shift of idea, that inspiration, that knowing that where you're going doesn't need to be seen to be embraced. Okay, this one popped out. So I'll show you the picture first, and then I will read it. It's actually beautiful. Blindfold, and there's all these animals and creatures all throughout it. Let's see what it says. Hold on. Gaia. Gaia existed before everything. She existed before time. Gaia, the eternal prehistoric mother